Jake disconnects. Oh. But this is looking good for Clock, actually. They need to bring up these last 3 frags, picking up red armor and a 50. He's got 10 seconds left on the squad, and don't block him, Fiend. But that is going to have to necessitate a change of Clock's route and burns off more time.
Wonka, and look at that. Wonka was able to pick off Fiend, so that's actually a pretty big deal. Had that been the quad, maybe, and a little bit of a shotgun versus rail. Yeah. There we go. Nice defensive. It is. Clock is able to circle back around. So I like the fact that he used the end of that quad to basically maneuver for higher ground and moving in towards red. Just enough. Paramedics up by 4. 8 minutes.
Absolutely, and really, I mean, Clock is doing a phenomenal job here. 20 and 13. Fiend, on the other hand, 11 and 22, a 0.5 KDR. Not something that they need right now, especially if they want to clinch this before it goes over to DM20. But Wonko eating a rocket right as he comes up the pad. Clock is going to be securing control of bridge, and as Wonko tries to move in for yellow armor, probably a play that could have been anticipated, but Mesta with 2 health manages to pull off yellow armor, but at this point doesn't really matter. I mean, he's on the wrong side of the map to come in for red. He's going to be nearly useless for that except for his rail. But now everybody's gone from red. He's like, what? What?
You know, I don't know if it's instinctual for him to drop there, but damn. Lucky him.
Well, he certainly distracted Clock long enough. I mean, he's still down 17 health. Is he the only man up with the rail? No, Wonka's got one as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they both. But look at this freshly spawned goodness. Quad carrier doesn't have enough health to make it up the pad. And we got Clock with the railgun. I'm going to switch over to his point of view. He's going to be protecting Fiend at this point. And there's red armor.
Like and that puts IN up on the lead by a single frag, but to be honest, the way that they've been playing for about the past 3 minutes has really kind of led to this almost inconsequentially. I mean, Fiend still looking a little bit weak here on top of red armor. He's looking for Clock to come in and kind of save the day, especially with all this damage coming from all ends. Clock coming in, he might need, yeah, he came in there just a bit too late. Still also, I don't want to say poor timing by Clock, but he was definitely too late to that game.
And Mesta is able to pick up a frag to give the lead back to the medics. Look at this height advantage. Both have rails. I mean, just a few seconds ago, we both saw Initech rails. So, a little bit of back and forth here. The important thing, though, is can you keep the railgun away from that guy right there? Let's see who that is. No, Clock is able to get away with it.
Yeah. And this makes him very, very dangerous at pillars indeed. He's going to wait for Fiend to initiate the push up the jump pad. But yeah, that is going to be Clock getting in the hits, getting in the frags, taking the lead once again. Still way too close to call, but this control should set them up nicely for quad, especially if Clock can hold on to mid like this and keep them pushed back. And weak off the spawns too.
Because he just took the yellow armor. If he drops in for the health, then he's going to be entering a quad in the next 10 seconds with, you know, not a great stack, but he's got a lot of weapons. Not a lot of ammo for the LG, but shocking.
And Clock is still alive. I mean, as long as he's got that railgun, he's going to be very, very dangerous from mid. And he might be able to swoop in here. And Fiend is going to be the one getting the quad. 37 and 35, and you're absolutely right, Grease. I mean, even though Clock had the better stack and weapons going into that, Fiend was the one who was actually able to be there on time. And that is going to mean a 7-frag lead for IN. And actually, as Fiend goes on his hunt, even if he doesn't make any frags here, I think all the time that Paramedics is going to have to waste staying away from the quad runner is going to cost him a lot of control. Red is going to be up, Clock is on top of it, waiting for Fiend to come back in, but not long enough apparently.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, Clock didn't need it. You know, the run's over.
True.
Might as well make sure you survive for the next one. Be there in the next 15. Maybe a little skirmish here. Maybe go check the bridge. There it is. And then back over to red. Nice bait. Yeah, he knows his teammate picked up red. Although let's see if they got away with the railgun. No, they did not. So, medics have kind of come unraveled here.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Their pushes to red armor are starting to become a little too predictable, and most of the time it's nicely synchronized so that when red armor comes up, a lot of the time paramedics can't even afford to be there, and it means that there's a lot of free grabs here by Clawfiend. Yay!
Wonka's managed to get himself a railgun. Is he gonna go squat the yellow armor? Yep, there we go.
Looks like it, but again, that means, I mean, Mesta was down below pillars, and you could kind of see him looking at the yellow arrow going, come on, man, where are you going? Red's coming up. And so he waited there long enough until it came back up, and he had to leave. He didn't really have much of a choice there. That means Fiend is once again going to be getting away with quad, taking a little bit of damage in the back, but he can suck back on over towards red armor, and there's not going to be much retaliation here at this point. Oh, that's what we need to see. Wonka with the rail, but it's going to be turned right back around by Fiend. Very narrow pixel shot as well. So 10 seconds left on this quad, and Fiend is going to be just expanding the lead. 59-44 with just over 6 minutes left. This is starting to look very dire indeed for paramedics. They need to turn this thing back around at the next quad, or I fear it's not going to happen at all.
Well, and you know, I think it has to just kind of go with when paramedics focused on control, they did a little bit better. You know, it was more neck and neck.
But yeah, Mesta is once again left alone up there. I think Wonka's been kind of underutilizing the plays for red here. And not hitting that rail is going to cost him. Fiend once again dodges out. Wonka missing 3-4 rails. Finally decides to get the fuck out of there. And hopefully he's... Oh, there we go. He finally hits the trick shot, but he can't hit Fiend on the red armor platform.
Yeah, Fiend is having to fight a battle at both ends here. I think that might cost him red armor. There it goes.
But Fiend is also still holding on to 46% railgun accuracy himself.
Well, he also picked up, was it 4 frags?
Yeah.
And he hasn't died. So, yeah, you may lose the armor, but you just increased the scoreboard by 4 and didn't give anything back. Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
And a lot of the help here has been Fiend's survivability, even without Clock working with him in... Oh! Wow. Medics being early to that party actually worked out nicely for them. I think the timing for red armor threw off Ian just enough. And that means Wonka's going to be getting away with the quad, but 17 frags apart, 4 minutes 40 seconds. Wonka needs to find blood right now, or, you know, sparks. He needs to be seeing yellow. Two frags off of that.
Still very possible, but yeah, you definitely need to start getting the 5 and 6 quadded run there in order to bring back the score.
Well, hopefully that last quad run, even if it was low on fatalities, it might help them secure red. Now, a lot of this play is going to come down to Mesta's holding of that rear end there. And Wonka, if he eats a rail off of this platform, maybe. Nope, Fiend's actually got his back turn, but he turns it right back around with LG. And the rocket from Mesta ends up taking him down. Shit, they don't need a team kill right now.
Yeah, that's not really the best time for that. On the other hand, though, Mesta did get the bona fide frag against the opponent eventually. I mean, I like the trap that was set there as Wonka dropped. This is perfect placement, having lightning gun out, going up against the rail gun. LG versus rail, the rail reload time so friggin' long. Yeah, that's a beautiful play. Nice trap.
But we're nearly looking at, well, nearly 74 IN here. 69-54, 3 minutes left, and that control of red armor really didn't last long for paramedics here. I think that move down to mid after after the grab for red armor with the team frag, that is going to be majorly upsetting. Not only in a morale kind of way, but also in just kind of a timing and pacing. But Fiend manages to get out of there without taking any damage. Only 27 health, but we've seen him do more with less. And with the out of red armor, he's about to have a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, I think that pretty much kind of screwed the game for Initech right there.
Hey, be happy. No DM20, yeah?
No. What a great run this is from Fiend. Furious stuff.
Some bias right there. Come on, IN.
Pretty much.
Don't fuck this up. Weirdest
I
source
knew they
of,
wouldn't let
of
me down.
bias. Well,
I knew they wouldn't let me down.
weirdest source of bias I've ever heard of, I gotta tell you. Crazy, man.
Hey, I'm just glad I didn't have to watch that damn map again.
It was only twice. What are you bitching about?
Yeah, it's 2 more times. I don't want to. Ever again. No, apparently it seems like it. It seems like it all. You know, I'll get used to it.
Hey,
But it doesn't have the style that really flows with me.
yeah. Understand that moons need to be synchronized and all that jazz. Or the Great Conjunction. Is Fiend showboating a little bit right now? Or just faffing about? 80 to 56. I mean, this thing is expanding in a way that doesn't really show that Paramedics is weakening. I think they're just tossing in the towel.
Yeah. Mesta's still at only 35% rail. You compare that with the other players on the map. 49 for Wonko. Clock at 40%. Fiend at 46.
Hey, but pretty soon we'll be able to tell how many shots Mesta's thrown off. Yeah.
Yeah, and like how much damage has been done and all kinds of stuff.
I like that.
I know. I'm trying to remember if pickups are on there too.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Because that's what I'm really looking for, actually. What? What? Random single nade?
Why not?
Yeah. Nicely played. 84 to 60 though, we're looking at the final 30 seconds, and it looks like that will indeed wrap up the 2v2 ESL TDM Cup. This is what, week 2?
Yes, it is.
Well, I would definitely encourage that all the teams out there, even if you're not traditionally 2v2, go ahead and get some members together, because we definitely want to see these rosters fill up more and more. The ESL guys put a lot of time and effort into this, and I think TDM needs the boost.
It really does. I mean, I love the change up from Duel, and you know, huge fan of the fact that we get some team games on the stream again.
Yeah.
We have ourselves champions. Initech, Fiend, and Clock will be taking it away for the ESL, National ESL Team Deathmatch 2v2 Tuesday, Cup number 2. And you've been listening to Grease Scotsman, that's me, from Quake Live TV, along with my partner in crime, Jahar.
Yar.
And I want to, again, point your attention to a lot of Quake Live action happening this weekend at DreamHack. Jahar, any final words?
Yeah, actually, to further the pimpage, Gamescast, as we've been talking about tonight, is nearing release. So go ahead and check it out and get ready for that. I think there's a countdown timer on the site as well. And also, TastySpleen.tv with the new hardware from our contributors. I just want to say thank you to them. And also, as far as TS.tv is concerned, if you've been watching us over the last year and know the kind of quality of output that we've been able to do, I got to tell you, VTech just kicked in, yo. I mean, it is going to tear the roof off of Quake World coverage, Quake 2 coverage, Doom coverage, Warsaw coverage. We're not only going to be the only people doing all those under one roof, we're also going to have the most badass stream ever. See you guys later.